There's a 1-minute delay for live streaming, so bear with me 1 second. I'm waiting for my live viewers to join in, and then we'll start the show. So enjoy the music. Hi, I'm Nicole, the host of The Break for Moms, and thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited to announce that it's been a wonderful launch week for me and for the show, as well as for many other broadcasters on Bidchat. So if this is your first time to the Bidchat website or using the Bidchat app, I want to personally welcome you. There is a little bit of a learning curve, so I am going to invite callers to practice calling into the show today. And if you're not sure how to do that, hang tight. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. So let me tell you a little bit about the show so that hopefully you can continue to tune in every Monday live at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, I'm Nicole, the host of The Break for Moms. As people straggle in to join the live show, I may introduce myself a few more times just to make sure that everyone knows what they're watching. So The Break for Moms is a show for moms of all kinds, caregivers of young children. So that includes stay-at-home moms, working moms outside the home, work-at-home moms, and babysitters, nannies, even doctors that take care of young children, neighbors that watch a young child, even grandparents. And dads, if you're watching or you're a male that takes care of young children, then the show is for you too. And most of the information that I talk about will be roughly geared towards children and caretakers of children ages 0 to 18, because at that point, then 18-year-olds become on their own, they're independent, and they're not dependents anymore. So roughly that age range, although occasionally I may talk a little bit about college students, and we may have a show on college scholarships and preparing children for that. And I also want to invite mentor moms to join the show and maybe call in and give myself and other viewers advice since you are a more seasoned mother. So keep that in mind. I hope to bring in a lot of different viewers from a lot of different walks of life. You don't have to be just like me. I will certainly express some of my own views, but I'm also going to have experts join me live on this couch, as well as via calling into the show or a pre-taped broadcast that I will air during the live show to give you all the information that you could possibly need or want. So thank you so much. If you're joining me today, I want you to know that you are a part of history in the making. The Break for Moms has just launched this week, and I'm wrapping up this week with a special Saturday show. But normally you can catch me live every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So who am I and why should you listen to me? Well, if you're just joining, I'm Nicole, and I have 3 children, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old as of this past Thursday, and a 1-year-old. And I say this past Thursday because my 3-year-old just had a birthday recently. So I know what it's like to be a busy mom and be trying to figure out how to fit everything in. And of course, how to be a good parent, because kids don't come with an owner's manual. I do personally believe I am a woman of faith, so I do use the Bible to help me, but not everyone has those same beliefs, and that's okay. So whatever, regardless of what your beliefs are, I want you to know that you need to feel supported. You need to have other resources. You can't go it alone, and you need to take time for yourself. So the show is called The Break for Moms because I want moms to be able to take time out for themselves. And hopefully in the meantime, you watch the show, you gain some resources and tips and advice, and you laugh with me about how funny kids are, because they do funny things. And parenting is funny. You know, we have to laugh at ourselves sometimes because it's not always easy, and either we're going to let it ruin our day, or we're going to laugh it off and we're going to say tomorrow's another day. So in addition to gaining resources, I hope that I can gain friendships from other moms. If you call into the show, you can meet me. And I would love to hear your mom's story today. In a few minutes, I'll invite callers to call into the show. And I also want to thank you for being viewers of this show, because I know you're all busy and you have lots of things that you could be doing on a Saturday besides watching me. So behind me is a special t-shirt. It's one of my show t-shirts, and I am going to give one away free this week as part of my launch. I have been inviting callers to call into the show since Monday. However, I understand, again, that there's this learning curve with Bidchat and calling into the show. So if you can't successfully call in today for any reason, whether it be a poor internet connection or there could be technical issues with the website, I want you to know that I am extending the contest until next Monday. I have a bunch of these t-shirts lying around my house, many different sizes. So I will write down the name of anyone who calls into the show today and enter you into the drawing. And on Monday during the live show, I'm going to pick a name out of my bowl, and one lucky viewer who called into the show will win this t-shirt. So I hope that you call in. I would love to give you one of these. It's a really cute t-shirt. It's my show logo. So you'll see that throughout social media. If you're looking to get more information about the show, or if you didn't catch the live broadcast, you can find The Break for Moms on YouTube and Vimeo, where I will save archived broadcasts, as well as Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just type in @The Break for Moms with the number 4, just like you see on the t-shirt here. So we have 17 viewers. Hello to all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and see me okay. Welcome to Bidchat. And I'd like to go ahead and open up the show to callers. So I'm going to continue to talk, but if you'd like to call into the show, I would love to meet you and hear your mom's story. So go ahead and call in now. All you have to do is click bid. You will see a pull down menu of different prices, and all you have to do is click 100 bid coins. That's the minimum that you can bid. And I just want you to bid the minimum, and I promise I will reimburse you those bid coins. Go ahead and click the red heart, or actually it's a clear heart until you click it, and then it becomes red next to my profile, and that tells me that I have a new follower. And if you're following me, I can go ahead and send you those 100 Bitcoins as my way of saying thank you today. So make sure you click that heart, and then if you call into the show today, I will reimburse you those Bitcoins as well. So just look on the pull down menu under bid for 100 Bitcoins. You'll see a circle gold coin, and that's how you know what to click on, and that will say for 1 minute 100 Bitcoins. And I'll go ahead and extend your call for an additional minute, so you'll end up getting 2 minutes for free once I reimburse you. So keep that in mind. I don't want you to pay any money this week. This is all a celebration, and it's my way of saying thank you to you. So let's talk a little bit about my mom's story. I told you I have 3 kids, age 5, 3, and 1. And I'm a stay-at-home working mom, so I guess you could call me a work-at-home mom. But, you know, I live in the Metro Detroit area, so a good portion of the year, the weather is not very warm, and I feel like I'm stuck indoors a lot with my kids. And I don't get to talk to a lot of other adults during the day. I'm at home for almost 12 hours until my husband comes home from work, unless I drag all 3 of my kids to the grocery store or the mall or wherever else I might want to go just to get out of the house and socialize with other adults. But it's hard. And when I first became a mom, I felt really, really lonely. And the reason I felt lonely was because I really only had a couple other friends that were moms. And thank you, Burke. I see I got a little tip. You can tip me on the show too if you don't feel like calling in, or maybe you're in your pajamas, or you're just feeling camera shy. You can go ahead and give me a tip too, and I'll use that to put towards these t-shirts so I can have more contests. Thanks again, Burke. So I was feeling kind of lonely, and you know, I wanted to reach out and meet other moms, because the moms that I knew were either out of state or they were more seasoned moms, and I just felt like they weren't in the same place as me. So with that being said, I was very lonely, feeling very depressed. And I wasn't sure how to go about going to meet other moms. I didn't really want to leave the house, because when you're a new mom, sometimes it's hard to get out of the house. It takes like an hour to pack your diaper bag. And I have 3 kids now, and 2 of them are still in diapers. So sometimes it takes me 2 hours to get out of the house. I know that sounds terrible. But by the time you dress them, make sure everybody's changed, fed, shoes on, coats on when it's cold in Michigan, it's a process. So anyhow, back to my story. I ended up joining a group called Real Moms. It's in my area, and it's similar to a MOPS group. If you know about MOPS, it stands for Mothers of Preschoolers. And this group was similar to that. And immediately when I came to the group, I was so pleasantly surprised at how many moms were just like me and felt the same way that I did. They felt like they couldn't do it all. They felt like they weren't good enough. They felt like they were kind of depressed sometimes at home. They talked about how it was a long day for them too, and they understood what I was feeling. And it really opened my eyes to the fact that other moms out there are just like me, and we need to stick together. It takes a village to raise a child. So don't feel like you have to know it all. It's okay to ask for help from other people and not feel embarrassed, because everybody's doing that. Even if you see someone's Facebook page and they've got this picture perfect life on Facebook, know that every mom struggles. So I want to make sure that I impress upon that. This show is for everyone. I don't have it all together. Just because I've got my hair done today and earrings in, and I've got a camera and lights on me, it doesn't mean I have it all together. I'm just another mom like you. And I wanted to find a way digitally to create a platform for other moms to connect with me, and for me to take a break from my daily routine and connect and remind myself of what this is all really about. So I want you to know that you have purpose as a mother. This isn't just a season that you're trying to get out of the way so that you can actually live out your purpose. You do have purpose. I believe it's an eternal purpose, but regardless, you do have purpose, and your purpose is an important one. It's a mission. So you need to think about what do you want your mission to look like, and do you want your household and your family to learn and look like? What do you want your kids to grow up to take away from what they learned from you? So I'm going to talk a little bit more later in the show about having a family mission statement, and talk about some of the blogs that have inspired me as part of creating this show. Again, I'm going to open up the floor to callers to call into the show. I hope that you will call in. If you call into the show, you have a chance to win this very cute t-shirt courtesy of Make It Memories in downtown Northville. So give me a thumbs up if you're from the Metro Detroit area, because I'm from the Metro Detroit area, and I went to this really, really nice store in downtown Northville. It's a cute little city with a very, very nice downtown with some stores, and one of them is a custom t-shirt store, and they made this t-shirt for me, and I ordered about 20 of them so that I would have plenty of each size so that I could give at least one away this first week for my launch. So I am going to wait to see if we have more callers. If you're feeling shy, that's okay. If you're not sure how to bid in, I'm going to explain it one more time. Click bid, or it might say bid quo on your screen next to where you see my video, and you'll see a drop-down menu. Go ahead and scroll down and look for 100 Bitcoins. You'll see a gold circle icon that stands for Bitcoins. It'll say 100 Bitcoins per 1 minute. Go ahead and click on that. That's the minimum that you can spend, and I will reimburse you those Bitcoins, so you don't have to worry about paying any money. And if you don't have Bitcoins, then here's what I'm going to tell you to do. I'm extending the contest into next Monday, at which point I broadcast every Monday live at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And if you click the heart below my profile now, I will get a notification that I have a new follower, and I will send you those 100 Bitcoins. So don't spend the money today if you don't have any Bitcoins or you're not sure what to do. Wait until after the show. Click the heart for me. I'll send you those 100 Bitcoins, and you can try next Monday. Okay, good. So I'm so glad that all of you are here. I see I have 32 viewers now, which is so exciting. I wasn't sure how Saturday was going to go. This is my first broadcast on a Saturday, so I'm trying to figure out when is the best day in the long run to broadcast. My show will be every Monday right now at 1 p.m. Eastern time. However, if the show grows and lots of you keep coming back, I would imagine that there may be a Saturday regular show coming in the near future. So hang tight, make sure you follow, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors, tell the person in the grocery aisle next to you, tell anyone that you can about this show, because that's how this type of show is going to grow. And keep in mind, if you ever miss a show, you can always catch the archive broadcast, not only on my profile on Bidchat, but also on YouTube and Vimeo. And you can follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can send me a message on there, and you can ask me any questions that you want to ask, or if you're having problems with the website or getting a good connection, I can help you with that. Let me tell you a few things while you're watching. I want you to know that live streaming is very data rich. So you need to have a very good internet connection. Part of that is also having a good browser for live streaming, especially if you call into the show. Because when you call into the show, you're technically a co-broadcaster with me. So you want to make sure your browser is either Google Chrome, or you can use Firefox. Either of those are going to give you the best live streaming experience. If you don't have either of those browsers, you can download them for free on either of those websites, and it is safe and secure, so you don't have to worry about that. So keep that in mind. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, and I will make sure that you have all the information that you need so that you can call into the show and have a great live streaming experience with me. So moving on, I've been telling you all about the fact that moms need support. Moms need to take a break. Moms need to connect with other moms. But now I want you to not only take it from my word, I want to give you some statistics to support what I'm saying. So I went around on the internet searching for some facts to give viewers on why moms need supported and the percentage of moms experiencing loneliness and depression and anxiety and stress. And here's what I found. I researched the CDC, which stands for Center for Disease Control, as well as the American Psychological Association, which I'll refer to as APA. So both of those resources gave me some really, really great statistics that I want to share with you. And of course, they're great in the sense that they support what I'm saying, but they're sad in the sense that it talks about how many women actually experience high levels of stress and anxiety and postpartum depression. So the first study was from 2010, and it was from the CDC, and it said that as many as 1 in 8 women, and this is just in the United States, experience postpartum depression. Mind you, the study was roughly, the first 6 weeks that we consider postpartum, but there are many cases of postpartum depression that range all the way up to a year or more after delivering. So keep that in mind. And this study only covered live births. So if you take into account stillbirths, the numbers would be much higher, as well as people outside of the United States. So keep that in mind too. I wanted to get a newer statistics. So I went to the APA, and they had a statistic from 2016, and it said as many as 1 in 7 from the United States experienced postpartum depression. So that's even a little bit higher, even not taking into account people all over the world and those stillbirths as well. So that's a lot of women. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot of women if you factor in how many people are in the United States. So that's one important statistic, and I want to read these because I want to make sure I don't mess them up. So let's talk about anxiety. I struggled with anxiety, and I still do from time to time. It's manageable. But when I first delivered all 3 of my kids, I definitely experienced a lot of postpartum anxiety. And the reason, I think, not only because of hormones, was because I think I was feeling like there was a lot of pressure on me to have all of the answers for what to do with my infant. I had to know how to feed my infant, how often. I was nursing. I didn't know how to nurse. I thought that the baby would just pop out knowing what to do, and they don't. They don't come with an owner's manual. So it was really, really hard. And I wanted to seek out advice from other moms. My mom personally did not nurse, so I didn't have the answers to that. And, as far as diaper changing, how often, keeping track of the wet and dirty diapers, as they tell you to do in the hospital, and all of those things was very overwhelming for me. I was tired. I hadn't gotten a lot of sleep, which all of you that are moms know what it's like when you first have a baby. You're not getting a lot of sleep. And quite honestly, my kids are older now, and I'm still not getting a lot of sleep. So you can understand why anxiety, along with depression, can be a big problem. So it says, according to this is the ADA, Anxiety and Depression Association of America, about 13% of women may experience postpartum depression. And it says 30 to 70% experience symptoms for 1 year or longer. So that's a lot. Also now moving into anxiety and anxiety-related issues such as OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and postpartum post-traumatic stress disorder, especially if you had a traumatic birth experience, which many people do. It says it is estimated that as many as 3 to 5% of new mothers will experience postpartum OCD. And that's kind of really closely related to anxiety and feeling obsessive compulsive. Maybe you're checking to make sure your baby is breathing every 5 minutes. You can't sleep because you hear every little noise and every little gurgle. As we know, infants, when they're first born, they've got a lot of congestion, and you feel nervous because you want to make sure they're okay. You might feel nervous and anxious because you don't know how often to feed the baby. Again, it goes on and on and on. But these statistics are, they're very realistic with what a new mother would experience. So as far as post-traumatic stress disorder, about 9% of women experience this following childbirth. Interesting to know. And these studies are just from the United States, so I'm sure it's a lot more than that. Let's talk about one more thing, and then I want to move on. And I have a funny story to tell you, so hang tight. I want to give you one more statistic so that you know that my view on having support from other moms and feeling like you can take a break and having that emotional and physical well-being is not just something I'm trying to feed to you, but it's something based on really, really strong statistics from reputable sources. So this is going back to the APA and stress and overall health. The 2015 survey that I researched found that the average stress level for those with emotional support was 5 out of 10 being the highest, compared with 6.3 for those without support. So those without support had a higher level of stress. Interesting. Think about that as a mom. When you don't have support, everything goes from being, a small problem to being a very large problem. And I can relate to that as well because, we're tired, we're feeling stressed. If we don't have enough help, then that makes things worse. Mothers wear many hats, as you all know. And one of the things I found was that most of the mothers in households are the ones who make the healthcare decisions, interestingly. According to this APA study in 2010, 80% of family healthcare decisions are made by women. Very, very interesting. Thank you for the men watching that do help with the healthcare decisions. It's really important because it's stressful for us. Not only are we worried about our children's health, but then we're making the phone calls, we're making the appointments, we're going to the appointments with our kids. If we have multiple kids, sometimes we're dragging multiple kids to the appointments. That's another thing that's very stressful. So I thought I would just point that out to you. There are some other statistics. If you go to the APA or the CDC and you type in postpartum depression, you'll pull up these statistics as well as others on stress, anxiety, motherhood, etc. So you can look those up as well. So I want to again encourage people to call into this show. I would love to meet you. I see so many people that I am becoming acquainted with on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and I'm just so excited and I really want to meet you. It is amazing how social media makes our world so much smaller, and the fact that I could potentially be meeting moms from all over the world is just so exciting. I just seriously can't sleep at night. I am so grateful for this experience. Did you know that Bidchat is really the first in two-way live streaming? So by two-way live streaming, I mean that once we have a caller call into the show, and hopefully someone will call in soon, you will see them live as well as me live. They will be in the corner of the screen and you'll still see me. So it's different than Skype where, you see each other but no one else sees you. This is live streaming on both ends for the caller and myself. So if you do call in, keep in mind that we will all see you. And I don't say that to scare you, but just know that you are live as well. So moving along, let me tell you a funny story. So my son, my 5-year-old, just started kindergarten and I was so excited for him. And I have to tell you, I am one of those moms that did not cry the first day of school. I was very excited for my son. We needed our space. He needed to have his own time with friends and getting out of the house. It's very difficult with 3 young ones, age 5 and under, and he gets a little bit ornery at home sometimes. So I was very happy for him to go to school. And he, of course, let me know that he did not miss me at all. He was having so much fun. So I was happy about that. So anyways, I met another mom from his class, and he was sitting next to this little boy in class. And after the first day of school, the mom came to me and said, "Oh, my little boy, met your son. Oh, your son is Troy. Oh, we've heard about Troy." And of course I'm thinking, oh gosh, what did my son say? And she said, "Oh yeah, my son said that Troy said that his mom talks all day and all night." So, I'm laughing to myself because I do talk a lot. I'm a very friendly person. I talk for a living. I'm a live streamer now. I'm an on-camera person. I do a lot of on-camera work. So anyways, it was funny that was how my son interpreted his mom and told the kid sitting next to him that his mom talks all day and all night. So it'll be interesting to find out what other information my son shares at school. I'll have to be very close friends with those other moms so that they let me in on what he's talking about. So that's one funny story, but I actually have another funny story, and this relates back to what I was talking about earlier about the fact that moms need to connect with other moms. So I told you I'm from the Metro Detroit area, and sometimes during the winter it's hard to get out of the house, especially with 3 little ones. So I tend to not want to do it more than I have to unless I have help. And most of the time I'm home by myself with my kids. My husband is working all day until almost 6 o'clock at night, our time. And it's a long day. So one day I had a scheduled appointment at the endodontist to get a root canal, which I know this does not sound like a funny story or even remotely interesting, but actually it's very funny because I was so happy to get out of the house. I was nursing at the time, so I really didn't want to leave the house for more than an hour or so with a nursing baby. And this woman was an assistant at the endodontist clinic, and she was helping get me ready for my root canal. And the specialist, the endodontist, was in another room taking care of an emergency surgery. So he did not come back in the room for over an hour. Now, you would think that I would be very angry, but I was not, because I don't get to talk to other moms very often. So I was so happy to talk to this assistant who I found out was a mom just like me, who had a baby within a couple months of the age of my youngest. And we started talking all about being a mom and feeding and milestones. And she started talking about how her baby was crawling. And it was just so funny to talk to her and share so many similar stories. And I'm telling you, if I had been in there any longer, we would have had a play date planned. I would have had her phone number and I would have called her up. And actually, I'm sorry I didn't, because she was a really sweet lady. So when I go for my follow-up for my root canal, I'm going to have to get her number and see if maybe I can get her to call into the show, because it was so funny. I was so grateful just to talk to another adult, let alone another mom. So give me a thumbs up if you feel that way too, because I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. I know that when you go out of the house, it's fun to talk to other moms and other adults. And I talk to people at the grocery store, in line, if I'm at any store, really, the mall. I am so happy to talk to other people. So give me a thumbs up if you agree that you're happy to get out of the house and talk to other moms or other adults, because I get it. I know what that's like. So anyhow, please tell me your mom's story. I want you to call in. If you're just joining, I'm going to repeat this again. Sorry for the folks that have been watching earlier. This is one of my official show t-shirts. The show is The Break for Moms with the number 4 on there. And I'm giving one away for free, just as a way of saying thanks to anyone who calls into the show. But here's the deal. I can only send one away for free this week. So what I want you to do is call into the show, say hello, introduce yourself, tell me your mom's story. It only takes a minute, and I will enter your name into a drawing, which I will conduct next Monday live at 1 p.m. Eastern time on the show. And I will announce the winner. So there will be one winner so far. However, if the show builds and we've got lots of followers, I've got a ton of these t-shirts at home. So I'm hoping that we can do another giveaway soon in the future. So anyways, I'm going to continue to talk, but I'm hoping that someone will try to bid in. Don't be shy. I'm waiting anxiously to meet you, all of you, really. So let me tell you a little bit more about what to expect with the show, and then I'm going to share some of my favorite blogs and people, other moms, that have inspired me. So on the shows, you can expect to get resources and some sort of tip of the day from me. I will be sharing the current tip of the day in a few minutes. You can expect to get maybe some celebrity mom news if that interests you. Give me a thumbs up if that sounds like a great topic. So right now, these are kind of all tentative. I'm trying to come up with many different ideas. So celebrity mom news, celebrity babies. Who doesn't love hearing about celebrity babies? It's just fun. It's fun. Top 10 lists, funny top 10 lists. So I'm thinking and pondering about my top 10 list for reasons why moms are late when they're running out of the house. That one is a very funny one. I'm thinking of my kids and all of the things that happen, which is why I'm late pretty much everywhere I go. So top 10 list, funny top 10 list. Kind of if you've ever watched David Letterman, he does those top 10 lists, or he did. The show's done now, but I love those top 10 lists. I think they're so funny, and so many people can relate with those. So we'll do some funny things on the show. Maybe some funny tidbits with my kids when they're home and they're out and about and I feel like they can handle being in front of the camera for a few minutes without being too fidgety. And of course, I want you to call in and share your funny mom stories and your funny kid stories, because we know kids say the funniest things, or you've heard of that quote, kids say the darnest things. I want to hear what your kids say and the funny stories that you have to tell, because I know that all of you have funny stories just like me. So I'm excited to hear that from you. So feel free, even if you want to call in right now and share a funny story, that would be great. So let me think. What else was I thinking about? I had all of these ideas. I should have written it down so I could share with you. Of course, contests. Let me tell you about contests before I forget. So I have a bunch of mom friends that are partnering with me to do some awesome giveaways. Usborne Books. It's a wonderful book company. If you haven't heard of it, look it up on the internet after the show. Usborne, I believe, Usborne Books. They are a fabulous company where you can order books and some other supplies related to literacy, games, and there's some information and games and books related to various topics. I know a lot of homeschoolers use Usborne Books as well, so if you're a homeschooler, that might interest you. Oils. We'll talk about health care products related to parenting and children. I am one who tries to consider different things. I have my own opinion. I am not a health nut per se, but I would like to present different topics. And I know one that is trending right now is the use of oils, essential oils. So we'll talk about that. We'll do a giveaway on that. I am going to have a friend of mine who is a doula join me on the show one day to talk about what doulas do. So if you are an expecting mother or a mother that maybe is thinking about having another baby and wants to know more about the doula process, we're going to talk to someone who can tell you more about that. And back to giveaways, I have a friend that is going to join me and promote her leggings company. So we'll have a clothing giveaway. You can look forward to a makeup giveaway at some point. And anything else that you could think of that moms would be interested in, know that it's in the works right now. And if it's not, go ahead and find me on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, Instagram, I should say, and just comment on one of my photos or videos or my posts and let me know what interests you, because I need your feedback. If I don't get your feedback, then I'm just kind of doing what I think you want from the show, and it's really important that I do what you want. So this show is for you. You all are a part of it. I want you to take ownership. So keep that in mind, and you could call in to my show at any time and share your thoughts on what you would like to see for the future of the show. So that's a few ideas for you on what to expect from the coming shows. And of course, it's always going to be evolving, and I will probably pair things with the seasons coming up. In Michigan, we have a beautiful fall season coming up, so I'm sure I'll do some type of fall topic as well. So you can look forward to tuning into that very soon. Okay, so let me give you my tip of the day. Let's talk about back to school. I told you my son just started kindergarten. So I was a nervous wreck thinking about getting my son out of the house along with my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old. That is no easy task, especially early in the morning when I am still half asleep. I would like to think I'm a morning person, but sometimes I'm still very, very tired. And let's face it, I'm heavily distracted with 3 different kids doing 3 different things that need to be fed, clothed, and ready to go out the door by about 8 o'clock in the morning. I know that's not super, super early, but when it's 3 little ones plus me, that's 4 people that need to be ready and out the door. And I am not the type of person that wants to go out the door in my pajamas with no makeup on. I'm sorry. It's my own issue. I know it's my own insecurity, and I know that there's plenty of people that do, and I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not comfortable doing that. So I have to get myself ready. That means I need a lot of time in the morning to get ready and get my kids ready. So anyhow, I ended up, I set the book somewhere. Oh, hold on. I'm going to grab the book. I want to show you the book. Nanny 911. Sorry, I'm talking away from my microphone. I had to show you this. I wanted to make sure you see this book. And I posted this on Instagram. Nanny 911 is a great book for resources for parenting issues that you may have. Do not feel like you have to read this entire book. You do not. I do not read entire books. I have a ton of parenting books, and I skip right to the index, or I look at the chapters in the beginning and I search for the topic that I need to read about. So for me, it was routines. My oldest son struggles with hyperactivity, to say the least. And it's hard to get him to focus, to get dressed, to eat his breakfast, and be ready to go out the door. It is very common for my 3-year-old to be dressed and ready and standing at the door within about 5 minutes, and my son is still crying in his underwear. So I needed a solution without me getting angry, which is usually what was happening, and with my son not getting frustrated or feeling embarrassed. So then I discovered the routine board. The routine board is a board that you can create, and you put up a schedule. Mine is up on Instagram. I don't have it behind me right now. I wish I did, but go on Instagram at The Break for Moms and you can see my routine board. But I basically just listed from the time my son gets up in the morning, 7 a.m., wake up, 7:15, get dressed, 7:30, eat breakfast, 7:45, let's do your hair and use the restroom before we go, 8 a.m., grabbing backpack, putting on coat, shoes, hat, depending on the season, and heading out the door, getting into our van so that we are ready to go by 8:15, which is the absolute latest that we can leave the house to be to school on time with morning rush hour and with construction in our area. So I did that. I'm going to set this book down. It was from Nanny 911, so I didn't come up with it. Nanny 911 did. So check out their book. It's really awesome. There's a lot of really interesting pointers that will help you to save some frustration and tears in your household. So the awesome part about this is I can honestly say that it worked. It worked. I leave a foam board. I wrote it all on foam board from the dollar store. I only paid $1 for it. So I didn't spend a ton of money on it. And because my son can't read, I put stickers next to each step that he had to do in the morning. And the first day I pulled out the board, we were ready on time. My son was so happy. He wanted to go up to the board and check off each thing that he had done. He was very excited about the board. Of course, I told him he couldn't check everything off because then it would be checked off for the next school day and we would have to erase that somehow to start over. So I promised him on the last day of school he could check off every step in the process of getting ready in the morning. So now I am ready to take it to the next level and do an evening routine board. Now, some of you may be watching and say, you know, I've got older kids. This isn't going to work for me. This is kind of juvenile. What you can do if you have older kids is you can either make that board, because I still think, quite honestly, I'm an adult and it helps me because I have a hard time sometimes getting out the door if I don't very carefully monitor my time. So I still think it's okay for older kids. You can make it look as juvenile or not juvenile as you want. Or if they have cell phones, you can schedule 15-minute alarms for each 15-minute increment on their phone so that alarm goes off, warning them that it's time to move on to the next step to get ready and get out the door. That could work. Or you could be creative with how you do it. If you want to use a dry erase board or any other type of scheduling system, maybe an app on a phone that does something similar, you can do that as well. But I think that is a great resource. It has helped my family so much. And I have been on time every day to kindergarten so far for this first month. And I didn't think that was possible. And now I could sleep at night and I wake up not feeling stressed because I know that the board is the one telling my son what to do, not me. So I'm not nagging. My son knows that the board says it, so he has to do it. So anyways, I hope that you'll utilize that tip with your kids for back to school and tune in next Monday for the next tip of the day. Of course, you can check out more information about all of the tips and the resources I give by finding At the Break for Moms. Search At the Break for Moms on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And of course, you can catch the beginning of this broadcast if you're just tuning in on YouTube or Vimeo, as well as archived right here on Bidchat's website. So there's your tip of the day. Let's talk a little bit about my mom's group that has been so inspiring for me. And then I want to tell you a little bit more about some mom bloggers that have really, really inspired me. So the group that I belong to is called Real Moms. It's like a MOPS group. If you didn't catch the beginning of the broadcast, I'll tell you really, really quickly. It's a group in my area. And once I joined it, it really changed my life because I was able to make friends with other moms in my area and feel a sense of community and feel supported in a way that I hadn't felt before from other moms around my age and in my season of life. Of course, I have many family members that are moms, but I really needed to connect with some people that were in the exact same season as me. And that's when I was able to first do that. And it was life-changing. It changed my entire outlook. And it made me feel like I wanted to pay it forward to other moms that maybe didn't have that opportunity. For many moms, either you're working during the week and you can't meet at a support group like a MOPS group, or maybe you're at home, but you don't have a vehicle. Maybe you just moved to a new area and you don't know anyone or you don't know anywhere where you can go and connect. Or maybe you're just feeling down and you just have a hard time getting out of the house. Whatever your reason may be, whether it's scheduling or poor health or just not having the right resources to even get out and make friends, know that I'm here for you. This show is here for you. So you can tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time and feel secure knowing that there's someone else on the other end that understands what you're going through and is here. I'm just a phone call. I'm just a bid call away. So keep that in mind. You can bid 100 coins today. If you want to talk to me, don't bid any more than that. Call into the show now. I would love to hear your mom's story or hear any comments or advice that you have for me and for the show moving forward. And you can do that at any time during the show. The line is open. All you have to do is click bid, pull down the list of prices, and just click on 100 Bitcoins per minute. That's all you need to spend today, and I will reimburse you those Bitcoins. Otherwise, if you don't feel like calling in, if you're feeling nervous or you're not sure how to do it just yet, click on the heart below my profile, and that will notify me that I have new followers. And I will go ahead and send you 100 Bitcoins after the show for free. If I haven't done that already and you're checking back, please bear with me. Sometimes when I go on the website, I see new followers, and then I go on the app and I don't see it, or vice versa. I go into the app to try to find who my new followers are. So bear in mind that this website, the Bidchat system, is still fairly new, and sometimes there are some little glitches, as every day the company is updating to make sure we have the best live streaming experience possible. So if I miss something, just send me a message on Twitter or Facebook and let me know that I missed you, and I'll make sure that I get to you. But I'm going to check again after the show today and make sure I send out those Bitcoins. I have about 3,000 to give away. So please, 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 all you have to do is click on that heart below my profile. It'll notify me that I have a new follower, and I'll send you those Bitcoins. And in fact, I'm going to tell you, you do not even have to use them on my show. If you want to bid on another show, that's fine with me. Either way, it's my gift to you just for tuning in today on this beautiful Saturday in Michigan. I'm in Michigan and the weather's beautiful. I'm not sure where you're calling in from or where you're watching from, but I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear who my audience is and where you're from. But in any rate, it's a Saturday. So for most of you, this is your time to get things done, spend time with your family if you're not working on Saturdays, and just relax and take a break. So the fact that you're taking a break with me, it means the world to me. It's so exciting. And I don't want to sound cheesy or cliche, but I'm just so excited about this show and reaching other moms. And I'm excited about the positive impact that we can have together on Bidchat. And the awesome thing about Bidchat is that 5% of all proceeds of my show goes to charity. So it will be the charity of the week right now. So you can check in and see Smile Train was the charity, I believe, that's still running this week. And then Rock the Vote and Vote Latino is for next week, along with the debate that is coming up on Monday, September 26th. So keep that in mind. 5% of all proceeds of the show go to charity, which is awesome. So we are changing social media for good. That's Bidchat's motto. And that's really my motto too, as part of the Bidchat team. So it's very, very exciting. This is all a very positive thing. It's not about me. It's about you. It's about parenting. It's about your kids. And I'm hoping that it will help everyone in the long run. So let's stick together and let's do this together. We can do this. Pat yourself on the back. You're doing a great job. You don't have to know it all. Know that just the fact that you're here and you're trying to gain support and gain resources is a step in the right direction. So give yourself a break. Take a break. We know that every mom needs to take a break. If you're not healthy, you cannot be a good parent. So remember that. And I have to tell myself that every day. Sometimes I have to stop myself just to take a break, to eat lunch sometimes, because I'm so busy taking care of my 3 little ones that oftentimes I put myself last, and we can't do that. So I say that. It's hard for me to take my own advice, but please take it from me, because you'll feel better and you'll be a better parent. You'll be less stressed, you'll be calmer, and your kids will pick up on that. And their behavior will be different because your behavior is different. And I have seen the difference in my household. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let's talk about mom blogs and moms in general that have inspired me. So I was telling you about my group, Real Moms, and how that has changed my outlook on being a mother and helping other mothers. And I want to tell you something else. I have 2 wonderful, wonderful friends, and they are leaders of the group. Their names are Chelsea and Crystal. If you're watching by any chance, Chelsea and Crystal, I want to say hi and thank you so much for how you have impacted my life in the Real Moms group, for all of the mothers, including myself, that are part of the group. I want to let everyone know that Crystal invited me to this group. She was a fellow mother from preschool. My son was in preschool at a church where the Real Moms group meets. And so I met her through the preschool, and she invited me to join Real Moms. And Crystal has so many great tips and advice for moms, and she's she's very good with photography. So some of the things I'm going to share are straight from her and from our Real Moms group. And one of them is the Better Moms blog. If you type in the Better Moms blog, you will find information on creating your own family mission and feeling encouraged about your important purpose as a mother. So that's one of the blogs that inspired Crystal and has overflowed into our group Real Moms that I belong to. And I'd like to share it with all of you. So check it out. It's called the Better Moms blog. You'll walk away feeling inspired if you check out that blog. Another one is Becky Higgins. Becky Higgins created Project Life. So the blog is called Becky Higgins, but the products that she sells are called Project Life. And it's easier if I show you. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So this has to do with pictures. So here's some of my family pictures. This is a scrapbook page. Give me a thumbs up if you're a scrapbooker. I am a big scrapbooker. However, once I had kids, I stopped scrapbooking because I didn't think I had time anymore to scrapbook. But the good news is that you do have time through Project Life. And I am not selling Project Life. I do not make any money from saying this. I buy a bunch of the products because I love them, and I'm so excited about them because I love scrapbooking and I just never had the time, and now I do. So they have an app, the Project Life app you can get for Android or for Apple devices. So go ahead and check that out if you like to do things on your mobile device. But this is from the app. So it's a one-page 12 by 12. You can design 8 by 8s as well. And they have the templates within the app, and you can go ahead and just plug in your pictures and then plug in fillers or journal cards. It's that simple. There's no cutting, there's no pasting. It's very, very easy to do, and you can print them. I order my 12 by 12 prints through a company called Persnickety Prints. You can check them out online, Persickety, I believe. Persnickety, or might not be with the E. I'm sorry, I forgot. Just type in Persnickety Prints, however you spell it, it will pop up. Or you can find it through Project Life because they recommend Persnickety Prints. And this company prints out 12 by 12s cheaper than any company that I have ever found, including Costco. $1.99 without any other promotions, and sometimes they do them as cheap as 99 cents. It's $5 flat rate shipping. Sometimes they do free shipping. You can't beat that price as far as printing 12 by 12 pages. And of course, you can print 8 by 8 pages on there. They also print other size photos like your Instagram photos. So if you do a lot of Instagram photos, you can get those printed. So why am I telling you about Project Life? Besides the fact that it is super easy to use and fun, and it saves you a lot of money in the long run because you're not buying a bunch of stickers and glue and whatnot. The other thing is that it encourages you to print your photos. Okay, so I'm gonna set this down for a second. You need to print your photos, everybody, okay? Everybody takes photos on their phones now and their tablets. And they send things through the cloud. You have your videos in the cloud. But people are not printing things anymore, or not like they used to. And call me old-fashioned, but I believe you need to print your photos, because if your computer crashes or your hard drive crashes, your portable hard drive crashes, you lose your phone, somehow iCloud isn't backed up, or something goes wrong when you go to download your photos, they're gone. And now what? All of your memories are gone, okay? Of course, they're in your heart, but you want to have some photos too, right? Someday when your kids are older, you want to be able to show them their photos and laugh about it and smile. So print your photos. Project Life encourages that. That's a part of their motto, is documenting your everyday life and printing it, saving it, okay? And journaling. And you do not have to be a major journaler. I'm not, but here's another example. Through the app, I just type up what I want to say because I don't love my handwriting. And so if you do it on the app, the Project Life app on your phone or mobile device, tablet, whatnot, then you can journal and it looks really, really nice and pretty. Or if you have nothing to say, you can just do little filler cards. Again, here's a filler card. I didn't type anything. That was just a card with there was different categories for themes. Some of them are free and some of them are 99 cents to $1.99 to buy. And you just go ahead and plug and chug. And that's it. So if you have your actual photos printed and you don't want to order whole sheets of 12 by 12 or 8 by 8 sheets and you don't want to design things digitally, then you can literally, here, let me start with this page. These are literally 4 by 6 photos that I printed, and you slide them in pockets. It's that easy. And it looks nice, doesn't it? And I'm not just saying that because I made it. It looks nice. It's nice and neat. So you've got your 4 by 6 photo slots. You can also get different page designs that hold the, I believe it's 4x4 size for Instagram photos. And then these little ones, you can put in little pocket cards, or you can cut photos to these smaller sizes. I forget what the actual size is. I want to say, let's see, this is 4x6. So 3x4. Yes, 3x4 cards. Okay, so you can either do 3x4 photos, or you can buy these cute little cards that just slip in. If you want, you can journal on them, or just do filler cards that are plain. So here's this side. This one says at the lake, life is great at the lake. And this is just a filler card. I didn't have anything to put there, so I just put the filler card in. It looks really nice, doesn't it? Very colorful. All you have to do is take some colorful photos and slip them in. Even if your photos aren't that great, even if they're from your cell phone and they're not high quality or they're a little blurry, it still looks nice like this. I'm so grateful that I have this. And this did not take me hours and hours to do. You could get this done in 5-10 minutes. You could actually get done like 10 pages in an hour if you wanted. So it's much faster than the old-fashioned way of scrapbooking. If you do the old-fashioned way, that's okay. But I know that moms are busy and it's hard to find time. So this is an option for you. Becky Higgins and Project Life, look that up on the internet. That's another little tip from me and a source of inspiration for me. Okay, so let's see. I talked about Project Life. I talked about Nanny 911. I talked about the Better Mom blog. So those are just a few that have inspired me, moms and blogs and resources that help me to be a little bit more organized. In coming shows, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about organizational tips that I have received and books that I have read and sources on the internet I have found that have inspired me. I would love to feature Instagrammers or other moms on Twitter, mom bosses, as we call digital moms these days. I would love to feature others on my show and have you on as an expert, calling into the show, or we can do pre-taped footage that I can include into the show. So please reach out to me. Eventually, I am going to have an email up and running along with the website to go with the show. But for now, you can reach out to me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at The Break for Moms with the number 4, just like this t-shirt that I want to give away to one lucky caller. So I'm waiting. If you would like to call into the show and be entered into a contest to win this shirt, please go ahead and do so now. All you have to do is click bid up at the top of the screen. You will see a pull down menu. There's a bunch of different prices. Just click on 100 Bitcoins for 1 minute. I will extend your call for an additional minute for a total of 2 minutes. And I will also reimburse you 100 Bitcoins. So if you're just tuning in, all you have to do to get 100 Bitcoins from me is click the heart at the bottom of my profile. That's simple. Once you click the heart, it will turn red, and I will get a notification after the show saying I have a new follower. I'll send you 100 Bitcoins, and you can use those for free to call into my show or to call into any show of your choosing. It's my gift to you. So use it how you want. You don't have to call into my show. I just want to say thanks for coming to Bidchat and checking out my show. I will be live every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. My apologies for those of you that have heard that a couple times from me, but I've got new viewers as this is a live show tuning in every minute. So it's important that I get the message out. And of course, if you did not catch the entire broadcast, you can find archive broadcasts for The Break for Moms on Bidchat right on my profile under archive broadcasts, or you can go to YouTube and Vimeo, search The Break for Moms, and you will see all of the saved broadcasts. So go ahead and check those out if you didn't catch me from the beginning. Otherwise, I'm going to wait and hope that some people will call into the show. I really want to give one of these away. So far, only 2 people have entered the contest. So if you call into the show, there is a good chance that you are going to win this t-shirt. And let me tell you, if I only have a few people by next Monday that call into the show, there's a good chance that I'm probably going to mail everybody who called in a t-shirt. So it sounds like a win-win. You cannot lose. The worst case scenario is that you try calling in and you can't figure it out, or the website is down, or your internet connection is not working well enough to do it. And if that is the case, I want you to try again on Monday when I go live with a new show next Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm extending the contest until next Monday as part of the entire launch week celebration for The Break for Moms. And I want you to not miss out on this contest. So it is 1:54 Eastern time, Michigan time. So I'm going to end this broadcast in about 6 minutes. So that gives you 6 minutes to try to call into the show. I would love to meet you. And I want to let you know that if you know other moms that could benefit from the show, please tell them about it. Please give them the information that they need, steer them to the show on social media, and send them a link to the archive broadcast. And also, did you know if you call into the show, on your account, if you are signed up for a Bidchat account, you can call into the show. You have to have an account to call in. So if you didn't do that, and that's why you couldn't call in after the show, make sure you sign up for an account. All you have to do is create a username and a password, and you are in and you are ready to call into shows. So make sure you do that. So once you have an account and you call into a show, it will be saved. That little file from the moment with me or the other broadcaster will be saved under your moments. So look for a space within your profile that says moments. If you click on that, it has a video recording of your conversation, your call. So you can share that. It's yours to share on social media or, email to friends and family. And it's kind of fun. It's a fun way to share with people what's going on Bidchat. And of course, you can do that with any show, not just mine. So I just want to encourage you that it's really, really fun. If you're not sure how to do it or you want to see someone else do it first and no one calls into the show today, then check out one of my other archive broadcasts and watch it. And actually, you don't even have to watch the whole thing. You can just go to my moments and see different moments that I have with other callers. You'll see some from the beginning. I left a few on from when I was first testing out the Bidchat website and the Bidchat app. And you can see there's a little bit of a learning curve. There were a couple that eventually I will delete that the sound wasn't very good, or the angle of the camera wasn't as good, or the lighting wasn't as good. This is all a learning experience for me as well. So it's okay if you're learning and you're not exactly sure what to do, but keep joining me, keep practicing on Bidchat. I do believe that Bidchat is truly going to change social media for good. If you're just tuning in, I want you to know that this broadcast and all of my broadcasts will give 5% away of all proceeds to the charity of the week. And you can find out the charity of the week on Bidchat. This week is Smile Train. And next week is, I believe, Vote Latino, in response to the upcoming debate that will be next Monday, September 26th. And all next week on Bidchat, there will be special broadcasts related to the debate and Vote Latino and Rock the Vote program. So make sure you check those out. I'm really excited, and I may even try to call into a couple of those shows. You have a chance to call in and talk to celebrities, which is really exciting. And it's just a different way to do things with live streaming, because Bidchat is two-way live streaming. So the person broadcasting is live, the caller is live, and together all of the viewers are watching both of you have your moment together. So it's really fascinating how our world has become a little bit smaller with technology and how we can truly change social media for good. It's 1:58. You have 2 minutes to call in. I'm going to wrap up the program by telling you a little bit about what I have planned for next week. I'm going to share some funny stories and a top 10 list on top 10 reasons why moms are running late all the time. That should be funny. And I will share some of my own running late stories about crazy moments at home with my 3 kids, my 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and 1-year-old. And I'm hoping to get a special someone, a friend of mine, on the show very soon, if not next Monday, but the following Monday, to talk about literacy and a company called Usborne Books. And we're going to do an exciting book giveaway. If you've got young children or older children, know that we're going to give a book away that will interest you, whatever the age range is of your kids. We'll make sure that we get something out to one lucky caller who calls into the show. So keep tuning back in for those tips and advice from me next week. I'm going to give continued tips about organization. I'm going to talk about the book by Marie Kondo. It's called The Japanese Art of Decluttering. If you have heard of that book, it talks about how you can really use a system for getting rid of things that you don't need. And it talks about actually touching each article of clothing and each thing that you have and saying, does this bring me joy? It sounds kind of funny, but it's actually a great process and a great way of changing your thinking for why we save things and why we don't. So tune in next time for that. I'll tell you about that. This book is really inspiring to me, and it's gaining a lot of attention on social media. So I hope you'll stick around next time to hear that and be a part of the book giveaway coming up either next week or the following week. And of course, I will announce the winner of the t-shirt giveaway at the end of next Monday's broadcast. I'm going to give people a chance to call into the show. If you tried calling in today and you did not have any success, will you please reach out to me on Twitter or Facebook at The Break for Moms and send me a message or post and let me know what your problem was so that I can help you and make sure that everybody is able to call into the show. Give me your patience. This is a new website, a new platform. Two-way live streaming is new to the world. So we are making history together, and we will get this. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's 2 o'clock, so I have to run. I have to get to my 3 kids. And I've got a 3-year-old's birthday party to run off to. So thank you so much for sharing your Saturday with me. And I hope you have a great weekend. And I will see you next Monday. Make sure you tune in to the archive broadcast if you didn't catch me from the beginning. And I will see you soon. Thanks so much.